Ladies, gentlemen, everyone in between, welcome back to my shitty book review channel where I do a really shitty job at reviewing good books. So, hey, I like books, just not good at reviewing them, right? But hey, I own it. And this week, I'm going to do a shitty job at reviewing this excellent book called The Memory Painter by Gwendolyn Womack. This book was fantastic. If you like Dan Brown, you're going to love this one because every step of the way I was like, wow. If it said Dan Brown on the cover, I just wouldn't even think twice about it. Very, very good book. Fast paced. Cliffhangers at the end of every chapter. Hang on through my shitty intro, and we'll get right into this book. So I'm currently on the fifth or sixth draft of this book I'm writing, currently titled Where Two Rivers Meet. It is a book about reincarnation, a book about a very young man who lost his brother about 8-9 years prior, misses him dearly, has been doing things kind of subconsciously where he's willing and projecting his brother back into reality. And it really has come to my attention lately when trying to find a literary agent that you need to have comp titles. Now, I have a comp title with The Alchemist, but I want to also come up with another title because it's very spiritual, like The Alchemist, where the treasure that you really want has been there right in front of you underneath your feet the whole time. Very spiritual journey that this main character goes through. However, I needed something a little more contemporary and something that had to do with reincarnation. This was the first book that I've read that has to do with reincarnation and coming back to life. And this book is unfortunately published in 2016. However, I think it might be recent enough where I can use it as a reference, but just to be safe, I have purchased a few more, which I'll be reading and reviewing in the coming weeks and months. But though I don't think this really ties in well with my story, because it's not a spiritual journey, this was a very well-researched historical fiction novel, kind of. I don't know if the history that she came up with was made up, but it was so well done that I'm tempted to look into some of these historical figures in this book to see if they are real, because it was a fantastic job. So basically, there's two main characters, love interests, Brian and Linz, right? Well, the memory painter is because this guy, Brian, in the life before this one, he took this experimental drug. Him and his team were trying to fight Alzheimer's, and they discovered this drug, and one of the team members, Michael, decided to take it himself and use himself as the guinea pig. His brain did way more than start remembering past memories of his own life, but it started remembering past lives. And in doing so, discovered that he had a common love interest. He also had a common enemy that was just following him from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. And that brings us to today, because now as Brian, in his current incarnation, Brian remembers being a very, very famous painter from the past. And this is what I'm saying. It was a German painter. I forget the guy's name, but it was so well done. I'm thinking about researching these people and seeing if they're real. But our character, Brian, decides that he's going to start painting some of the dreams and these memories that he's having of his past to try to find answers to the questions of today. And this is how he ends up drawing his wife and his love interest from all these past lives into his current incarnation. Slowly but surely, he's trying to convince her that she's also been a part of this past, and he's able to do so because one of his paintings finds itself at a show. She attends the show because it's her best friend. She happens to be an art dealer, and an exact replica of this recurring nightmare that she has being burned at the stake is painted. It's a perfect image of her dream. So now she's really interested in meeting this artist, so his plan worked. So now Brian and Linz are together, and another crazy thing is this person that's been out to get them this entire time turns out to be Conrad, which is Linz's father, and the person who destroyed their experiment with this experimental drug in their previous life. So now all of a sudden, this team member from their past life and a college friend of theirs who destroyed them and killed them and everything else is now her father. So it adds this crazy conspiracy element to the whole thing, and it just really brings a lot of really cool history and research into what reincarnation could be, and that's why I said this could have been a Dan Brown novel. It was just so well plotted. I mean, it's not the best writing in the world. It's not the kind of thing that's going to win a Nobel Prize or it's going to get a Pulitzer or anything, but this thing was plotted to perfection. It was such a fast-paced story, so fun to read. I don't know how else to really explain it other than it was just a fun ride the whole way through. It really was a really quick read for me because I enjoyed it so much and wanted to see what happened next. Every single chapter ended with a cliffhanger, and there was many chapters. There was over 40 chapters, so it's kind of like also when you read like a James Patterson. The chapters aren't long, but every single one of them is a cliffhanger, so you find yourself wanting to know what the hell happens next. And I do recommend it, so I will be leaving a link to this book in the description below. Kindly consider clicking on the link and looking into this book yourself. And while you're there, could you please like and subscribe to my channel? It'd be greatly appreciated. With that said, that's all I got for you today. You could have tuned into any book review channel on the internet. For some reason, you decided to tune into mine. I appreciate the hell out of you for it. We'll catch you all next time.